The clock on the wall showed 2:18 a.m. Taiwan Kim rubbed his tired eyes, but kept working. Everyone else had gone home hours ago from Seoul Aerospace Industries. Only the quiet hum of machines kept him company in the dim lab. Just one more test, he said to himself. Taiwan always said that, but this time he meant it. For 3 years, his bosses had laughed at his ideas. Last month, they cut his funding. Hyperdrives are science fiction, they told him. But Taiwan knew better. His math was solid. The theory worked on paper. He just needed to prove it. His prototype sat on the workbench. It didn't look impressive, just a metal box with wires and a small blue core. But inside was Taiwan's life work, a device that could bend space itself. He checked his calculations one last time, then connected the power. The machine hummed louder. The blue core began to glow. Power at 30%, Taiwan said, taking notes. All readings normal. He increased the power. The blue glow brightened. His heart beat faster. None of his previous tests had gone this far without failing. 60%. Temperature stable. Quantum field forming. The air around the device seemed to shimmer. Small objects on his desk, pens, paper clips, a coffee mug, began to vibrate. Taiwan's excitement grew. It's working. Then something unexpected happened. A power surge raced through the building. The lights flickered wildly. His machine's blue core pulsed brighter than ever before. No, no, no. Too much power. Taiwan lunged for the controls, but it was too late. The blue light exploded outward. Taiwan covered his eyes. He felt a strange sensation, like being pulled in all directions at once. The floor seemed to drop beneath him. Then silence. Taiwan slowly opened his eyes. He blinked, confused. He was still in his lab. His prototype was still on the table, but something was very wrong. The walls were different. They were smooth and pale green, not the white walls of his lab. And the ceiling was much higher. The air smelled different too, cleaner, with a hint of something like cinnamon. What happened? He whispered, his voice shaking. He looked out the window and gasped. Instead of the Seoul skyline, he saw stars, endless stars, and below, a blue-green planet he had never seen before. That's when he realized his lab hadn't been destroyed. It had been moved. Somehow, his prototype had done what everyone said was impossible. It had transported his entire lab somewhere else, somewhere in space. A soft hissing sound made him turn around. A door had appeared in what used to be the solid wall of his lab. It slid open. Taiwan stepped back, heart pounding. A figure entered the room. It was tall, about 7 feet. Its skin was smooth and blue, with faint patterns like swirling water. Large, gentle eyes studied him with clear intelligence. The being wore a simple silver uniform with strange symbols on the chest. "Hello," the being said. Its voice was musical, with perfect Korean pronunciation. "Please do not be alarmed." Taiwan stared. He tried to speak, but his mouth was too dry. "My name is Ji-Soo," the being continued. "You are aboard the exploration vessel Harmony of the Navy Collective. Your room appeared inside our ship approximately 12 minutes ago. This is quite unexpected." Taiwan finally found his voice. "My lab. This is my lab. It was in Seoul, on Earth." Ji-Soo tilted her head. "Earth. We have no record of this place. It's a planet. My home." "I see." Ji-Soo's eyes moved to the prototype on the table, still glowing faintly blue. "Did this device bring you here?" Taiwan nodded slowly. "I think so. It was supposed to be a hyperdrive prototype, but it wasn't supposed to actually work yet." Ji-Soo moved closer to the device, her eyes widening. "Fascinating. Our scientists have theorized such technology, but we have never achieved it." A new voice came from the doorway. "What is happening here, Ji-Soo?" Another blue being entered, wearing a more elaborate uniform. This one had a commanding presence. Captain Darrow, Jisoo said with a small bow. This being is from a planet called Earth. He has created something remarkable. Captain Darrow looked at Taiwan, then at the prototype. His expression was unreadable. Well, he said finally, it seems we have much to discuss. Taiwan looked between the aliens, at his lab now floating in space, and at his prototype. In one night, he had proven his theory, discovered aliens, and lost his way home. Yes, he said quietly, we certainly do. Taiwan sat in a large room with smooth walls that glowed with soft light. The table in front of him was made of something like glass, but warmer to touch. Captain Darrow sat across from him, while Jisoo stood nearby. Our translator device is working well, Captain Darrow asked. Taiwan nodded. He had noticed the small silver disc on Jisoo's uniform. Yes, I understand you perfectly. Good. Now please explain how your device works, Darrow said, pointing to the hyperdrive prototype on the table. Taiwan took a deep breath. How could he explain complex physics in simple terms? It creates a fold in space, like taking 2 points on a paper and bringing them together. Jisoo's eyes widened. You bend the quantum fabric directly, without a stabilization field. Yes, that's the key breakthrough, Taiwan said. My math showed it was possible with the right energy focus. Captain Darrow leaned forward. This is beyond our current technology. We use jump gates for long-distance travel. They require massive energy and fixed points. Taiwan felt a strange mix of pride and fear. These aliens had spaceships but couldn't do what his little prototype had accidentally done. I would like to see your world, Jisoo said suddenly. Earth. What is it like? It's. Taiwan paused. How do you describe an entire planet? Blue oceans, green forests, mountains, cities. About 8 billion humans. 8 billion, Darrow exclaimed. And you've never contacted other worlds. We didn't know there were others to contact, Taiwan said. Jisoo moved closer. Are all humans like you? Taiwan laughed. No, we come in many colors and sizes. I'm just an engineer. Not very special. Yet you created what our best scientists could not, Darrow said. A soft alarm sounded. A new Navi entered the room and spoke quickly to Darrow in their language. Musical sounds with clicking noises. Darrow stood up. I must attend to ship matters. Jisoo will show you around and answer your questions. After Darrow left, Jisoo gestured to the door. Would you like to see the ship? The corridors of the Harmony were wide and curved. Other Navi they passed stared at Taiwan with obvious curiosity. Some made quick bowing gestures. Why are they doing that? Taiwan asked. You are our first human visitor, Jisoo explained. It is a sign of respect for new species. They entered a large dome. Taiwan gasped. The ceiling was transparent, showing the vast starfield outside. Below them, the blue-green planet filled half the view. That is Navira, our homeworld, Jisoo said. We are one of 12 species in the collective. 12 different alien species working together. Taiwan was amazed. Yes, and now perhaps humans will be the 13th, Jisoo said with a smile. Taiwan's stomach growled loudly. Jisoo looked alarmed. What was that sound? Are you malfunctioning? Taiwan laughed. I'm hungry. Humans need to eat regularly. Of course. I forgot organic needs. Please, come to the food hall. The food hall was filled with Navi eating strange foods. Jisoo brought Taiwan a bowl of blue cubes. Our scanners analyze your biology. This should be compatible with your system. Taiwan cautiously tasted a cube. It was like sweet potato with cinnamon. It's good, he said, surprised. As they ate, Taiwan asked, why were you near Earth? Did you know about us? Jisoo's expression grew serious. No, we were retreating. The Krell Empire attacked one of our outposts. We jumped to this unknown sector to escape. The Krell Empire. Who are they? Conquerors. They take worlds and resources by force. The collective has been holding them back for decades, but Jisoo looked down. They have new weapons. We are losing. A cold feeling settled in Taiwan's stomach. And now they might find Earth too. Jisoo nodded. If they discover a new species with hyperdrive technology, they will come quickly. Taiwan looked out at the stars. Just hours ago, his biggest worry was losing research funding. Now he had accidentally put Earth in danger. We need to warn my people, he said. And I need to understand these Krell. First, Jisoo said, touching his arm gently, there is something important about your arrival that Captain Darrow didn't mention. Your device didn't just bring you here by chance. What do you mean? The Harmony's quantum sensors show that your lab was drawn specifically to our ship. Something in your technology and ours, connected, like they were made to find each other. Taiwan stared at her. That's impossible. And yet, here you are, Jisoo said. The odds against such a precise jump are beyond calculation. It was like the universe itself wanted our species to meet. 3 days passed on the Navy ship. Taiwan spent most of his time working with the ship's engineers. They were fascinated by his hyperdrive prototype, and he was amazed by their technology. But your hyperdrive is more advanced than anything we have, Quan replied. If we combine our knowledge, we could create something revolutionary. Taiwan nodded. Working together, they had already fixed a damaged cooling system that had been giving the Navy trouble for months. Taiwan's simple solution had impressed the entire engineering team. Later that day, Captain Darrow called Taiwan to the bridge. The captain's mood seemed lighter than before. Thanks to your help, our ship is running better than it has in years, Darrow said. Tonight, we will have a small celebration. A celebration? Taiwan asked. Yes, it is our way of showing thanks. Jisoo will explain our customs to you. That evening, Jisoo came to Taiwan's quarters. She wore a formal silver and blue robe instead of her usual uniform. We have set up a traditional gathering in the central hall, she said. It would honor us if you would wear this. She handed him a simple blue robe similar to those worn by the Navy. Taiwan changed into the robe and followed Jisoo to the central hall. About 30 Navy were there, including Captain Darrow and Quan. They all bowed slightly when Taiwan entered. The hall was decorated with glowing plants and soft music played from unseen speakers. Food and drinks were set on low tables. Please, sit here. Jisoo guided Taiwan to a special cushion at the front of the room. She sat beside him. Captain Darrow stood and spoke to the gathered Navy. Today we honor our human friend, who has shared his knowledge freely with us. His generous spirit embodies the best values of the collective. Everyone touched their foreheads in a gesture of respect. Taiwan felt his face grow warm with embarrassment. Jisoo handed him a small crystal cup filled with glowing blue liquid. This is Nauri, our most special drink. It is shared only on important occasions. What should I do? Taiwan whispered. Drink half, then offer the cup back to me, she explained. Taiwan sipped the Nauri. It tasted like honey and mint, with a warm feeling that spread through his chest. He handed the cup back to Jisoo as instructed. Jisoo's eyes widened slightly, but she took the cup and drank the remaining liquid. The room had gone very quiet. Captain Darrow made a strange sound, something between a cough and a laugh. All the Navy were staring at them. Did I do something wrong? Taiwan whispered. Before Jisoo could answer, Captain Darrow approached them. Well, he said in a formal tone, this is unexpected, but not unwelcome. The sharing of Nauri in this manner is significant. Taiwan looked at Jisoo, confused. Her blue skin had taken on a purple tint around her cheeks. Captain, Jisoo said quickly, he doesn't understand our customs. I should have explained better. What's happening? Taiwan asked. Captain Darrow looked at him with serious eyes. You have just participated in the first step of our bonding ceremony. What humans might call an engagement. Taiwan's mouth fell open. Engagement? You mean? Marriage. The sharing of Nauri from the same cup is how we begin the formal path to union, Jisoo explained quietly. It is a sacred tradition. But I didn't know. Can't we just explain it was a mistake? Taiwan felt panic rising in his chest. Captain Darrow shook his head. The ceremony was witnessed by crew members from several departments. News travels fast in the collective. Breaking such a bond without proper reason would be seen as a grave insult. It could damage relations between our species before they even begin, Jisoo added. Her voice was calm, but Taiwan could see she was just as surprised as he was. Quan stepped forward. Perhaps the council would understand, considering the circumstances. The council takes traditions very seriously, Captain Darrow said, especially for a first contact situation. Taiwan looked around the room. All the Navy were watching, waiting to see what would happen. Some looked concerned, others curious. What exactly does this engagement involve? Taiwan asked carefully. There are 3 more ceremonies that would complete the union, Jisoo explained. They typically happen over the course of a year. We are only at the first stage. Captain Darrow put a hand on Taiwan's shoulder. We will find a solution that honors both our customs and your freedom of choice. For now, let us continue the celebration. We can discuss this matter more tomorrow. As the music resumed and the Navy returned to their conversations, Taiwan leaned toward Jisoo. I'm sorry, he whispered. I had no idea. Jisoo's expression softened. Neither did I expect this outcome. But perhaps the universe has strange plans for both of us. Taiwan was in the ship's engineering room with Quan when the alarm sounded. Red lights flashed along the walls. The gentle hum of the ship's engines changed to a higher pitch. Quan's face grew serious. That's the emergency alert. We need to get to the bridge. They hurried through the corridors. Navy crew members moved quickly to their stations, their faces tense. On the bridge, Captain Darrow stood before a large screen. Jisoo was at her communication station. She looked worried. What's going on? Taiwan asked Jisoo as he approached. We received a distress call from Outpost 7, she replied. It's under attack. Captain Darrow noticed Taiwan. Good, you're here. You should see this. The screen showed a small space station orbiting a rocky moon. 3 large, angular ships were firing at the station. Their weapons cut through the station's shields like they weren't even there. The Krell, Jisoo said quietly. They found the outpost. Taiwan stared at the screen. The attacking ships were black with glowing red lines along their hulls. They moved with deadly precision. Can't we help them? Taiwan asked. We are changing course now, Captain Darrow said. But we may be too late. The Harmony jumped to faster than light speed. When they arrived at the outpost 20 minutes later, the situation was dire. Half the station was destroyed. 1 Krell ship remained, firing methodically at what was left. They're just destroying it, Taiwan said, horrified. Not even boarding it. The Krell don't want prisoners, Quan explained. They want resources and territory. Captain Darrow gave orders. Shields at maximum. Prepare to evacuate survivors. The Harmony moved toward the station. The Krell ship turned its attention to them, firing a beam of red energy. The ship shook violently. Taiwan grabbed a console to stay on his feet. Shields down to 40% from one hit. A Navy officer called out. Return fire, Captain Darrow ordered. The Harmony fired back, but its weapons seemed to have little effect on the Krell ship. Taiwan studied the sensor readings. Their shields work differently from yours, he said. They're using some kind of phase technology. An idea struck him. The Hyperdrive. It creates a similar phase shift when it forms a quantum field. What are you suggesting? Captain Darrow asked as the ship shook from another hit. If we modify your shields to pulse at the same frequency as my hyperdrive, we might be able to disrupt their weapons. Quan nodded excitedly. It could work. We'd need to reroute power from non-essential systems. Do it, Captain Darrow ordered. Taiwan and Quan raced to engineering. They worked quickly, connecting Taiwan's prototype to the shield generators. Taiwan's hands moved fast, adjusting settings and rewiring circuits. Ready, Taiwan called over the comm system. Activate on my mark. Now. The ship hummed with new energy. The shield generators pulsed with blue light. On the bridge, Jitsu watched the screens. The Krell are firing again. This time, when the red beam hit the Harmony shields, something different happened. Instead of draining the shields, the beam scattered in all directions. It's working, Captain Darrow exclaimed. The Krell ship fired again with the same result. It paused, seemingly confused by this new development. Captain Darrow seized the moment. Target their engines and fire all weapons. The Harmony's weapons struck the Krell ship. Without effective shields, the Krell vessel suffered heavy damage. It turned and retreated, jumping away into space. They're gone, Jisoo said with relief. The bridge crew cheered. Taiwan and Quan returned, both smiling despite their exhaustion. Your modification saved us, Captain Darrow told Taiwan, and the survivors from the outpost. They managed to rescue 37 Navy from the damaged outpost. As the medical team treated the injured, one of the rescued officers approached Taiwan. You're the human, she said. They told me what you did. Thank you. Word spread quickly through the ship. The human had found a way to fight back against Krell weapons. Taiwan found himself the center of attention everywhere he went. Later, in a quiet moment, Jisoo found Taiwan in the observation dome. The captain has sent a report to the Collective Council, she said, about both your hyperdrive and the shield modification. Will it help against the Krell? Taiwan asked. Yes, but it also means the Council will take great interest in you and your world. Jisoo paused. And in our situation. Taiwan looked at the stars. You mean our accidental engagement? Jisoo nodded. The Council might see it as the perfect way to establish formal relations with humans. Taiwan sighed. So now I'm not just an engineer with a broken hyperdrive. I'm a diplomat for all of humanity. And possibly, Jisoo added with a small smile, the key to saving both our peoples. A week after the battle with the Krell ship, life on the Harmony had settled into a new routine. Taiwan spent his mornings in engineering, working with Quan to improve the shield modifications. His afternoons were with Jisoo, learning about Navi culture and teaching her about Earth. They sat in the ship's garden, a room filled with plants from different worlds. Jisoo pointed to a tall blue plant with silver leaves. This is from my home region on Navira, she said. It sings when the wind blows through it. Earth has nothing like that, Taiwan replied. Our plants are quiet. Jisoo smiled. Tell me more about your home, your family. My parents are teachers. My sister runs a restaurant. Taiwan looked down. They must be worried about me. I disappeared without a trace. Jisoo touched his hand gently. We will find a way to contact them. Despite the awkwardness of their accidental engagement, Taiwan found himself enjoying Jisoo's company. She was smart, kind, and genuinely interested in human culture. In your Earth movies, Jisoo asked, do humans really kiss by pressing their mouths together? Taiwan laughed. Yes. How do Navi show affection? We touch foreheads and share breath. Jisoo demonstrated by taking a deep breath and slowly releasing it. It is an exchange of life. Their conversation was interrupted when Captain Darrow's voice came over the ship's speakers. Jisoo and Taiwan, please report to the main docking bay. When they arrived, they found the bay busy with activity. The sleek silver ship had docked with the Harmony. Navy in formal uniforms were lining up in neat rows. What's happening? Taiwan asked. Someone important has arrived, Jisoo said, straightening her uniform. Very important. Captain Darrow joined them, wearing his most formal attire. Admiral Rin of the Collective Defense Fleet is here. The Council sent him to speak with both of you. The inner doors of the docking bay opened. A tall Navi with deep blue skin walked through. His uniform was decorated with silver symbols, and he moved with confident authority. Everyone bowed deeply. Jisoo nudged Ta-1 to do the same. Admiral Rin approached them. His eyes, a striking silver color, studied Ta-1 with intense interest. "So this is the human engineer," he said. His voice was deep and commanding. "I've read Captain Darrow's reports. Impressive work with the shield modifications." "Thank you, sir," Ta-1 replied. "And this is the famous Hyperdrive." Admiral Rin pointed to the device that Ta-1 now carried in a special case. "Yes, though it's still experimental." Admiral Rin nodded. "The Council is very interested in this technology. And in your unique situation." He glanced between Ta-1 and Jisoo. Captain Darrow stepped forward. "Admiral, perhaps we should discuss these matters in private." They moved to the ship's conference room. Admiral Rin took the head seat, with Captain Darrow to his right. Ta-1 and Jisoo sat across from each other. "Let me be direct," Admiral Rin began. "The Krell Empire grows stronger. Your shield modification gives us hope, but we need more. The Council believes your hyperdrive technology could change the balance of power." "I'm happy to share what I know," Ta-1 said. "Good. The Council also believes that strong relations between our peoples would benefit both worlds." Admiral Rin looked at Jisoo. "The bonding ceremony that has begun between you two presents a unique opportunity." Ta-1 shifted uncomfortably. "About that, it was a misunderstanding." "Perhaps," Admiral Rin said, "but sometimes the greatest discoveries come from accidents. The Council sees your union as symbolic of what our species could achieve together." Jisoo spoke up. "Admiral, is the Council suggesting we continue with the bonding process?" "The Council would view it favorably, yes." Admiral Rin's expression softened slightly. "But they also understand this is a personal matter. They merely wish to express that such a union would be welcomed as a symbol of alliance." Ta-1 looked at Jisoo. Her face was calm, but he could see uncertainty in her eyes. "What if," Ta-1 began slowly, "what if I asked to return to Earth first? To tell my people about the Na'vi and the Krell?" Admiral Rin considered this a reasonable request. "The Council would likely agree, especially if Jisoo accompanied you as our official representative." "I would be honored to serve as ambassador," Jisoo said. "Then it's settled," Admiral Rin said. "You will travel to Earth together. You can decide about continuing the bonding ceremonies after your mission is complete." As they left the conference room, Ta-1 walked beside Jisoo. "I'm sorry you're stuck in this situation," he said quietly. Jisoo looked at him thoughtfully. "Don't be. I've learned much about humans from you, Ta-1. I find your species fascinating." Ta-1 smiled. "I could say the same about the Na'vi." 3 days after Admiral Rin's visit, Ta-1 stood in the Harmony's docking bay, looking at a small silver ship. It was sleek and smooth, with no visible engines or windows. "This is the Whisper," Jisoo explained. "A diplomatic vessel with cloaking technology. It will take us to Earth undetected." Captain Darrow approached them. "The Council has approved your mission. You are to make peaceful contact with Earth's leaders and explain the situation with the Krell Empire." Ta-1 nodded. "And my hyperdrive. You may share your technology, but carefully," Admiral Rin said, joining them. "Earth is not part of the collective yet. We must proceed with caution." Quan hurried in, carrying a small blue device. "I finished it just in time," he said, handing it to Ta-1. "A universal translator for Earth languages. It works like Jisoo's." "Thank you," Ta-1 said, attaching the device to his shirt. After saying goodbye to the Harmony's crew, Ta-1 and Jisoo boarded the Whisper. The inside was surprisingly spacious, with comfortable seats and a clear control panel. "It flies itself," Jisoo told him as they strapped in. "Just tell it where to go." "Seoul, South Korea." "Earth," Ta-1 said. The ship hummed to life and smoothly departed the Harmony. The journey to Earth took only hours with the Whisper's advanced drive. They activated the cloaking device as they entered Earth's atmosphere. Night had fallen over Seoul as they descended. "It's beautiful," Jisoo said, looking at the city lights. "So many colors." They landed on the roof of the Seoul Aerospace Industries building. The Whisper's cloaking field remained active, hiding the ship from view. "My lab should be this way," Tae-won said, leading Jisoo down a stairwell. He used his old keycard, surprised to find it still worked. The lab door opened to reveal Director Kang and 2 security guards inside. They were examining what remained of Tae-won's equipment. "Tae-won." Director Kang's mouth fell open. "Where have you been? You've been missing for 2 weeks. There was an explosion in your lab, and then you disappeared." "Director Kang, I can explain," Tae-won began. Then Jisoo stepped into the light. Director Kang stumbled backward. The security guards reached for their weapons. "Please don't be alarmed," Tae-won said quickly. "This is Jisoo. She's a friend." She's blue," Director Kang whispered. "I am a diplomatic representative of the Navi Collective," Jisoo said, bowing politely. "We come in peace." Director Kang stared for a long moment, then fumbled for his phone. "I need to call the president." The next 12 hours were chaos. Government officials rushed to the building. Security teams surrounded the area. Scientists poked and scanned Jisoo while asking endless questions. Through it all, Jisoo remained calm and dignified. She answered their questions and explained the Navi Collective. She told them about the Krell Empire and the threat they posed. At first, many didn't believe them. Then Tae-won took a small group to the roof and deactivated the Whisper's cloaking field. The silver ship appeared out of thin air. That convinced them. "This changes everything," the science minister said, staring at the ship. "Everything we thought we knew about the universe." By morning, news had spread worldwide. "Aliens real." First CO and Taiti in Tesio read headlines across the globe. Crowds gathered outside the building. World leaders called emergency meetings. In the president's office, Tae-won and Jisoo sat across from South Korea's leader. The room was filled with government officials and military officers. "Let me understand," the president said. "These Krell may find Earth soon, and they conquer any world they discover." "Yes," Jisoo replied. "But with Tae-won's hyperdrive technology, Earth has something no other world had when the Krell found them. A chance to fight back," Tae-won added. The president turned to his advisors. "We need to share this information with other nations immediately. This is a global matter." Throughout the day, secure video conferences connected world leaders. For once, countries set aside their differences in the face of a possible alien threat. When they finally had a moment alone, Tae-won took Jisoo to the building's observation deck. They looked out over Seoul as the sun set. "Your world is taking this better than I expected," Jisoo said. "Humans adapt quickly," Tae-won replied. "It's our greatest strength. The Navi Council will be pleased. This is a good first step toward an alliance." Tae-won looked at her. In the 2 weeks since they had met, so much had changed. His accidental hyperdrive had connected 2 species from across the stars. "What happens next?" he asked. Jisoo's expression grew serious. "Now we help Earth prepare. The Krell won't stay away forever." 1 month after Tae-won and Jisoo arrived on Earth, the world had changed. Governments had set aside their differences to work together against the potential Krell threat. An international space defense program was established, with Seoul as its headquarters. Tae-won stood in the middle of a giant new laboratory. Scientists from 20 countries worked at stations around him. His old prototype hyperdrive sat in a special chamber, surrounded by scanning equipment. "We've made more progress in 4 weeks than in the last decade," said Sunhai, the program's director. She was a small woman with sharp eyes and a brilliant mind. "The Navi technology has helped," Tae-won replied. "Yes, But it's the combination that's powerful, Jisoo added. She now wore Earth clothes but still stood out with her blue skin and elegant movements. As they talked, a familiar face approached. Taiwan smiled broadly. "Jinho," he exclaimed, greeting his old research partner with a hug. Jinho smiled back. He had been Taiwan's partner before budget cuts had reassigned him to another department. "I've been studying your hyperdrive notes," Jinho said. "I think I found something important." He led them to a computer station and pulled up complex equations. "See here." Jinho pointed to a section of the formula. "Your drive creates a fold in space, but it's random. If we add this variable, we could control exactly where the fold appears." Taiwan studied the equations. "That would mean precise jumps to any location." "Exactly," Jinho said excitedly. "We could jump our ships directly behind enemy vessels." Jisoo looked impressed. "Even Navi jump technology requires fixed gates. This would be revolutionary." They took the idea to Sunhai, who immediately allocated resources to test it. Engineers built a small test device incorporating Jinho's calculations. They placed it in a secure chamber. "Targeting the moon," Jinho announced, sending a simple signal beacon. They activated the device. It hummed and glowed blue, just like Taiwan's original prototype. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then the monitoring equipment beeped. "Signal detected," a technician called out. "It's on the moon, exactly at the target coordinates." The room erupted in cheers. They had done it. Precise, hyperspatial transportation. The test was repeated dozens of times, each successful. That evening, world leaders were briefed on the breakthrough. Plans began immediately to build hyperdrive engines for Earth's defensive fleet. Later, Jisoo found Taiwan on the roof of the facility, looking at the stars. "You're quiet tonight," she said, joining him. "I'm thinking about how much has changed," he replied. 2 months ago, I was just an engineer with a crazy theory. Now humanity is preparing for space war." "Your people have impressed the Navi Council," Jisoo said. "The speed of your adaptation, your creativity. These are rare qualities." Before Taiwan could respond, his phone rang urgently. It was Sunhai. "Come to the control room now," she said, her voice tense. "Our deep space monitoring station has detected something." When they arrived, the room was filled with grim-faced officials. On the main screen was an image of several large ships moving toward the solar system. "Are those?" Taiwan began. "Krell ships," Jisoo confirmed, her voice tight. "At least 5 battlecruisers." "How long until they reach Earth?" someone asked. "At their current speed, 3 days," Sunhei answered. The room fell silent. 3 days to prepare for an enemy that had conquered countless worlds. General Park, head of Earth's defense forces, stepped forward. "What's the status of our first hyperdrive ships?" "2 are nearly complete," a scientist reported, "but they're untested in combat." "We need more time," another official said. Taiwan looked at the screen, then at the concerned faces around him. A crazy idea formed in his mind. "What if we don't wait for them to arrive?" he said. Everyone turned to him. "What do you mean?" General Park asked. "Jinho's breakthrough allows precise jumps. What if we take the fight to them? Jump our ships directly to their position while they're still far from Earth." "A surprise attack." General Park looked thoughtful. "It's risky," Sunhai warned. "Our ships aren't fully ready." "But the Krell won't expect it," Jisoo said, understanding Taiwan's thinking. "They expect new species to be defensive, to hide behind their planets." Taiwan nodded. "Exactly. We do what they don't expect." General Park nodded slowly. "We'll need volunteers. The finest pilots we have." "I'll go," Taiwan said immediately. "I understand the hyperdrive better than anyone." Jisoo placed her hand on his arm. "Then I will go too. My knowledge of Krell ships could help." General Park looked between them, then nodded. "Very well. We have 3 days to prepare humanity's first interstellar counterstrike. 2 days passed in a blur of activity. Earth's first 2 hyperdrive ships, named Courage and Hope, were rushed to completion. Teams worked around the clock, installing weapons and shields based on Navi designs. Taiwan, Jisoo, and Jinho made final adjustments to the hyperdrive systems. 50 of Earth's best pilots and soldiers trained to use the unfamiliar technology. Admiral Hannah stood before the assembled crews in the launch bay. She was a veteran naval commander who now led Earth's Space Defense Force. "Today we face an enemy that has conquered many worlds," she said, her voice strong and clear. "But they have never faced humans before. We will show them that was their mistake." The plan was simple but daring. The 2 ships would jump directly behind the Krell fleet. Hope would target the Krell engines while Courage attacked their weapons. If successful, they would cripple the enemy before they reached Earth. Taiwan and Jisoo boarded Courage with 20 crew members. Jinho joined the team on Hope. Both ships rose from Earth and moved into position. "All systems ready," Captain Lee reported from the bridge of Courage. He was a calm man with years of flight experience. Taiwan monitored the hyperdrive from engineering. "Drive is stable. Coordinates locked on Krell position." "This is Hope," came Jinho's voice over the communication system. "We are ready." Admiral Hannah gave the final order from Earth Control. "Operation First Strike is go. Good luck and return safely." Captain Lee nodded to his crew. "Activate hyperdrive. Now." The ships disappeared from Earth orbit in a flash of blue light. For a moment, there was a strange sensation of stretching and compression. Then they reappeared in deep space. Directly in front of them were 5 massive black ships. The Krell fleet had no idea they were there. "We did it," Captain Lee said. "Perfect positioning. Begin attack run." Both Earth ships accelerated forward. The Krell, caught by surprise, took precious seconds to react. Courage fired its weapons at the lead Krell battlecruiser. The modified shields on the Earth ships protected them as they closed in. "Their formation is breaking," Jisoo called out, reading the sensor data. "They didn't expect us to jump directly to their position." The Krell recovered quickly and returned fire. Red beams shot through space toward the Earth ships. "Evasive maneuvers," Captain Lee ordered. Courage rolled and dodged with a speed the larger Krell ships couldn't match. From engineering, Taiwan watched the battle on a monitor. The Krell ships were massive and powerful, but their movements seemed predictable, almost robotic. "Captain," Taiwan called over the comm, "I think I see a pattern in their attack sequence. They follow strict protocols." "What are you suggesting?" Captain Lee asked while the ship shuddered from a near miss. "If they're this predictable, we can use the hyperdrive for micro-jumps. Jump in, fire, and jump out before they can target us." Captain Lee considered this for only a second. "Do it." Taiwan quickly programmed a series of short jumps. "Ready on your command." "Execute jump sequence," Captain Lee ordered. Courage disappeared and reappeared at the first set of coordinates, directly above a Krell ship. They fired, then jumped again before the Krell could respond. Again and again they jumped, appearing and disappearing around the enemy fleet. On the other side of the battle, Hope was doing the same, following Jinho's guidance. The Krell ships fired wildly, unable to track the quickly jumping Earth vessels. "It's working," Jisoo exclaimed. "Their formation is breaking down completely." 2 of the Krell ships collided as they tried to target Courage. Another spun out of control after Hope damaged its engines. The Earth ships continued their hit and jump tactics. The Krell had never faced an enemy that could move this way. Their rigid battle plans fell apart. After 20 minutes of intense fighting, the Krell commander made a decision. The remaining ships turned away from Earth and accelerated to escape speed. "They're retreating," Captain Lee announced, disbelief in his voice. "They're actually retreating." The bridge crew of Courage cheered. Similar sounds of celebration came over the comm from Hope. Taiwan slumped in his chair, exhausted but elated. Jisoo placed a hand on his shoulder. "You did it," she said softly. "Your idea saved Earth." "We did it," Taiwan corrected her. "All of us together." Captain Lee's voice came over the ship's speakers. "All crew, prepare for return, jump to Earth. We're going home to deliver the good news." As Courage and Hope prepared to jump back to Earth, Taiwan looked at the retreating Krell ships on the monitor. For the first time in their history, the Krell Empire had been defeated by a species they thought would be easy prey. Earth would be safe, at least for now. But Taiwan knew this was just the beginning. 3 months after the battle with the Krell, Earth had changed more than anyone could have imagined. 7 more Hyperdrive ships had been built. People from all countries worked together with a common purpose. And today was perhaps the most important day in human history. Taiwan adjusted his formal jacket nervously as he stood in Seoul's new Space Diplomatic Center. The massive building had been constructed in record time for this special occasion. "Stop fidgeting," Jinho said with a smile. "You look fine." "I'm not worried about how I look," Taiwan replied. "I'm worried about not messing up Earth's first official treaty with aliens." The room was filled with world leaders, military officials, and scientists. At the front was a large stage with a long table. Earth flags stood on one side, and the blue and silver flags of the Na'vi Collective on the other. Jisoo approached, wearing a formal Na'vi robe with Earth-style modifications. Her blue skin seemed to glow under the lights. "The Na'vi delegation has arrived," she told them. "Admiral Rin and the council representatives are ready." A hush fell over the room as the doors opened. Admiral Rin entered, followed by 5 Na'vi officials. Captain Darrow and Quan were also there, representing the Harmony crew. The Earth and Navy representatives took their places at the table. The Secretary General of the United Nations stepped forward. "Today marks a historic moment," she began. "Not just for Earth, but for all our worlds. We formally establish peaceful relations between humanity and the Na'vi Collective." Admiral Rin spoke next. "The Collective Council has voted unanimously to recognize Earth as a sovereign galactic power. Your victory against the Krell has earned the respect of all species in the Collective." The treaty was signed to thunderous applause. It established trade routes, technology exchange, and mutual defense agreements. Earth was officially part of the galactic community. After the ceremony, Taiwan found himself in a quieter room with Jisoo, Admiral Rin, and several Earth officials. "There is one more matter to discuss," Admiral Rin said. "The matter of the bonding ceremony that began between Taiwan and Jisoo." Taiwan and Jisoo exchanged glances. So much had happened since that accidental first step of the Na'vi marriage ritual. "The Council believes this union would serve as a powerful symbol of our alliance," Admiral Rin continued. "But we recognize it began as a cultural misunderstanding. The choice must be yours." Everyone looked at Taiwan and Jisoo. The room grew quiet, waiting for their decision. Taiwan took a deep breath. "When we first met, I was just an engineer with a broken prototype. Jisoo was a diplomat dealing with a strange human who appeared on her ship." Jisoo smiled. "And now we have saved each other's worlds." Over these months, Taiwan continued. "As we worked together, fought together, and learned from each other, something changed." Jisoo stepped closer to him. What began as an accident became something real. They looked at each other, then back to the officials. "We choose to complete the bonding ceremony," they said together. The next day, a combined Earth-Na'vi ceremony took place. It merged traditions from both worlds. Taiwan and Jisoo drank from the same cup of Nauri, touched foreheads in the Na'vi way, and exchanged simple rings in the human custom. As they completed the ceremony, news arrived that changed everything again. "The Krell Empire has sent a message," Admiral Rin announced to the gathered officials. "They wish to open diplomatic talks. It seems our victory has made them reconsider their approach to our worlds." "They want peace?" Sun He asked in disbelief. "Not exactly peace," Admiral Rin clarified. But they recognize humans as worthy adversaries and wish to establish borders rather than risk further losses. From conquerors to negotiators, General Park said, all because we surprised them once. 1 month later, Taiwan and Jisoo stood on the bridge of the Explorer, Earth's newest and largest hyperdrive ship. It was a joint Earth Navy vessel with a mixed crew from both worlds. Captain Kim, a crew member, said, all systems are ready for our maiden voyage. Taiwan, now wearing a captain's uniform, nodded. Thank you, Lieutenant. Jisoo, serving as first officer and diplomatic liaison, stood beside him. Where shall we go first, Captain? She asked with a smile. Taiwan looked at the stars on the view screen, once so distant, now within reach. Everywhere, he said. We'll go everywhere. He gave the order, and the Explorer disappeared in a flash of blue light, carrying humanity's hopes into the vast universe beyond.